Hello and welcome to another mod showcase. Today I'm going to be taking a look at an alternative to Know Your Enemy or Kai, which is a mod that adds in resistances and weaknesses to spawns all across Skyrim. It's easily one of my favourite mods, certainly one I use when I want to have a difficult game. However, I do know that it's not for everyone as it can be particularly difficult. Luckily for us, Clophus has ported over lore-friendly resistance changes by Calfurious. This mod, much like Kai, improves upon the base game traits given to enemy spawns. This is done by an ability inserted into their race record, much like how vanilla traits were done. For example, a troll will have 50% weakness to fire written into its race record as standard. By making edits in this same way, the author has managed to retain compatibility with other mods, even ones that make similar edits. I actually went all in and tried this alongside Kai, and it just made a lot of people unstoppable other than by their weakness, which if you're into, might be worth trying, but seriously, good luck. I suppose at this point I should give some examples of weaknesses and resistances, so I'll do just that. Firstly, the Draga keeps their 50% resistance to frost, ability to breathe underwater, and their 100% immunity to poison, but they are now 15% weaker to fire. Dwemer automatons retain their 25% resistance to magic, 100% resistance to poison and their ability to breathe underwater, but they now get 25% weakness to frost and a 30% resistance to fire. And trolls keep their 50% weakness to fire, but now their recovery has been doubled and tripled when it comes to frost trolls, making them a bit more difficult. Other spawns have also been edited, including ghosts, mud crabs, skeletons, giants, Falmer and wisps. Not quite as complete as Kai, which edits all spawns and NPCs, but it still does cover a fair amount. I'm particularly fond of the stories used to explain the new traits. I'll leave a link to the Nexus page in the description so you can check those out and other edits for yourself, and they're definitely worth a look. I'd also find it very interesting to hear what resistances and weaknesses you think spawns should have, so please do comment with those. I'm currently really invested in finding low-cost game-changing mods that fit the load orders I make. Mostly because I spend out a ton on graphics, weather and additions, so when I find mods like this which only cost 3 kilobytes, I really do have to check them out. And I have to say, for 3 kilobytes, I'm really happy with how this performs. Again, when compared to Know Your Enemy, which is 305 kilobytes, it's pretty negligible for size. Personally, I find lore friendly to make more reasonable changes. Kai has a habit of mostly adding in resistances. I'll use the Draugr again as an example. With Kai, you'll find they resist frost by 7%, shock by 38%, take 0.75 damage from blade and 0.25 damage from blunt and arrows. They're only weak to fire damage, which is increased by 87%, and axes, which hit for 1.5 times damage. I will leave a link in the description so you can check out the full write-up on Kai as well, but I'll try and make it easy by separating the two. If you want a happier experience, more set up for beginner levels. If you've never tried enemy traits before, or if you have a game already overloaded with difficulty, then I suggest lore-friendly resistance changes. If, however, you love Dark Souls, the difficulty and the experience of fully learning your enemies, if you're experienced and don't feel your game is hard enough, then Know Your Enemy is the mod for you. I personally only use the Know Your Enemy trait-based resistance file, but would absolutely change to lore-friendly resistances should it receive an update covering more spawns and maybe adding in a few extra traits. But don't let that put you off. I'm really enjoying the changes made by this mod, so expect to see it in my next load order. And on that, I'm going to call it. I've had a lot of fun taking advantage of these new traits, and I hope you will too. I'm always looking for new video ideas, so join the Discord to have an easier chance of getting a video made. The link is also in the description. If this helps, I would of course appreciate any likes, comments, and of course subscriptions. But either way, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.